Good morning to all. Welcome back to Excel User Series 5.2, video number 9. This is a video you can watch in two of my YouTube channel. One is called Excel Snippet, another one is called iSelf Academy Snippet YouTube channel. In today's video, it is going to be a video which we all can add one more formula into our lookup list. Normally, when I bring the data set, or whenever I talk about looking up a value in a table, whether it is a column or a row, we tend to remember formulas like lookup, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index and match, and in the latest versions we call the XLOOKUP and XMatch is also a part of it. But we missed one of the oldest formula that we have in here, that is called DGET formula. Again, I'm taking only two of this dimension here. I'm not taking all of them here. I'm not using the methodology of the new school method. You can use the new school method also. Instead of that, you can use a DGET function. Without further ado, let's jump to the first logic called VLOOKUP. Normally, when I get a data set like this, so I have a customer by sales here, so I now have a unique list of customers and sales here. Normally, if I want to know what is the sales of a particular customer, I have created a drop down here. So when I change the customer, the sales should also change. So for this, I'll go for a VLOOKUP, and then I'll select the lookup value, and the table of array is this, and then I'm going to give the second column an exact match to get the answer here. Now it shows the valuation for the sales here. The moment I move this, you know whether the value is coming correctly or not. You can see this simultaneously on the left hand side of the data set. Again, I've created this using a conditional formatting, and if you want to know more about it, you can get this particular video iCard, which will allow you to get the conditional formatting using an AND functionality here, or a normal conditional formatting will also do this for you. Instead of using a VLOOKUP, I can use a DGET functionality. So when I come back to DGET functionality, I'll get three different syntax: database, field, and criteria. So when I go back to my DGET functionality here, the first logic that I'll take in consideration is the entire data set. So like we normally do the table of array, I'm going to take the same data set in here. I'm going to give a comma, and I want an answer to be the sales, and I want the condition to be satisfied with the customer name, who is 2020 mobile. The moment I close the bracket and give an enter, that's going to give you the same answer. And I just created this as a linked cell, so when I change something on top, it's not only going to just change the answers and give you the right answer in both the dimension, it's going to also allow you to check whether your answer is right or wrong. And the same logic can be applied in the index match function or a cross tabbed data type. So this is the data that I have here with me, and I've already colored it so that when I move my data set, I will exactly know what sort of a numbers that I'm getting it here. So for this, I could have used the old school methodology of index and match function. Again, that's a long shot of doing it. So when I come back to index, I'll select the data set first, and then I log them. Then I use a match function for the row, where I say this is the customer name, and out of the customer name where this is coming from. And then I will also match the sales rep above, and I want to just get the sales rep details also in this list here. So when I give an enter, that's going to populate my answer automatically. I think that I've made a small error here. Okay, instead of a comma, I just gave and a multiplication symbol. So now we can see that the answer is coming perfectly here. So now I'm going to just change this to gadget zone, and then I'm going to just change this to somebody else here. So now I'm going to pick up Achu, and then I think that I've made a small mistake here. I think I took the headers also, so let me just come back here. I'll change the data. Yes, perfect. So now if I change the gadget zone to something else, it's going to pick up the value correctly, and then you can also check whether the answers are coming correctly according to the respective people, respective customer here. Again, I can achieve this with ease when we are working with the DGET functionality. I don't want to write a long formula like I did a while ago above, so I'm going to just go back to this data. I'll say DGET functionality, and then I'm going to take the data. So this time around, I'm going to take the data completely from top to bottom. So the complete data comes into play. Then I'm going to give a comma. Then I'm going to say I want to pick up the sales rep name, comma, and the criteria is going to be my customer in my list here. The moment I do that, it's going to give you the same answer. and whatever change that I do here, the same changes is going to happen at the bottom because I linked both the cells accordingly. So now we can see, instead of using a long lengthier formula of index and VLOOKUP, you can use a DGET functionality. This even works in XLOOKUP function. Try it for yourself, and if you have anything to say to me on this, you can comment me below in my dataset. And instead of using a VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, lookup, XLOOKUP, index and match function, index and X match function, I use DGET function for the dataset, whether I use a VLOOKUP or whether I use an index and match function in the old school methodology. Hope you guys learned something new. This is Vinod signing out from Excel User Series 5.2. Have a good day ahead. Thank you so much.